He started as a tagger, leveled up to Varrio Paramount, then Mexican Mafia, and the streets moved when he spoke. This is Manuel Snuffy Quintero. Manuel Quintero grew up in Paramount, California, raised by hardworking parents in a crowded household. By age 11, Manuel was already selling subscriptions for the Long Beach Press Telegram, going door to door in his neighborhood. At Paramount High School, records show repeated fights and truancy. He was eventually expelled. Quintero ran with a tagging crew called MTC, Mexicans Taking Control. In 1992, at just 16 years old, he shot and wounded a rival tagger from KCC, Kids Committing Crimes, chasing him down Rosecrans Avenue and firing as the victim hid behind a dumpster. That shooting sent him to the California Youth Authority. Inside CYA, Quintero stopped being a tagger and began claiming Paramount Varrio. When he paroled, Quintero enrolled at Long Beach City College and Cerritos College, studying computers. Less than a year later, he was convicted of felon in possession of a firearm after tossing a gun from his car during a traffic stop. Over the next 2 decades, he bounced in and out of custody. In 2001, the case turned serious. Detectives watched Quintero buy chemicals tied to meth production. A search of his home revealed a fully operating meth lab in his garage. He was convicted of manufacturing methamphetamine and sentenced to 10 years. By 2010, just months after being released, authorities caught him again, this time tied to an ephedrine purchase linked to drug manufacturing. He posted a $215,000 bond and disappeared. Quintero fled to Mexico after demanding money from a female fraudster. What followed was horrific. She testified she was beaten, sexually assaulted, locked in a closet, and that her ear was cut off and sent as a message to Quintero. Less than 24 hours later, nightclub owner Hermelio Franco was killed during a home invasion in Downey. One intruder died, another was paralyzed, and years later, the survivor identified Manuel Snuffy Quintero as the second man inside the house. Quintero allegedly fled again to Tijuana, where he was later arrested and extradited. After his release in 2014, his role allegedly expanded. Quintero began working with Michael Mosca Torres, a confirmed Mexican Mafia operative serving a life sentence. Intercepted jail calls allegedly described Quintero as the outside collector, handling money and enforcement for Torres. By 2020, law enforcement reports labeled him a full-blown Mexican Mafia member, with Torres identified by sources as his sponsor. That status carried consequences. In 2021, prosecutors tied Quintero to the killing of Donald Littleman Ortiz, a former Mexican Mafia member labeled a dropout. Then in 2022, authorities say Quintero issued a green light on Paramount rapper Swifty Blue, accusing him of disrespecting gang authority. In November 2023, Swifty Blue was stabbed and beaten in Men's Central Jail, surviving what prosecutors call a sanctioned hit. Today, Manuel Snuffy Quintero is in custody.